Hey guys, welcome to game number 4 of the Best of 9 series between OGaming and Droid Gaming. I am Silence. Currently, OGaming leads the series 3-0. This fourth game is going to be on Metalopolis. Spawning in the 3 o'clock position, we have cDgSairyuu. Apologies if I mispronounced your name. He is representing Droid Gaming, and currently undefeated, representing OGaming, is Bettycrocker. We're going to have a Zerg versus Zerg here, again in close positions like we saw in game number 2, I believe it was. So, let's talk about Bettycrocker's style of play. What I've seen from him so far has been sort of a reactive style of Zerg, meaning he doesn't really go for a super aggression like a Baneling bust, but I mean, unless he sees the opportunity to. Unless he gets this advantage that tells him in his brain, he's like, oh, okay, it's time to attack. So he plays it basically pretty safe. I can't say too much about cDgSairyuu. This is the first game I'm seeing him play right now. We'll have to see if he's got some interesting timing attack or maybe one base strat for Bettycrocker. But it actually looks like both players might be going for a hatch first right away, which is going to be somewhat safer. I mean, you're close by air, you know, close by ground. You might be a little bit different, but of course with MLG Metal, you're not going to be close by ground. There's the hatchery from Bettycrocker, just a little bit earlier than cDgSairyuu's hatch. So it's going to be hatch first. Now, again, common transitions would be Banelings, possibly just a Baneling defense, which I believe Bettycrocker did in the second game. I can't remember who his opponent was, but what you do is you just keep your Banelings there for defense. If your opponent decides to go for a Zergling Baneling attack as well, then you have your Banelings to guard your drones and whatnot, and it just becomes a whole Zergling Baneling war. So there's really not too much to talk about in this early game right now. We're gonna have to see basically when the spawning pools finish where each player decides to go with their tech. Are they going to try and go fast roaches and defend a possible early Ling Baneling attack, or are they just going to get Lings and Banelings for themselves? Hatchery is almost done here for Bettycrocker. cDgSairyuu does have vision. Oh, he actually didn't even spot the hatchery, but he's right in the main base of Bettycrocker, so he knows, just judging by the timing of that spawning pool, that there is a hatchery there, and that Overlord's going to move up before the Queen gets there. Spawning pools are done. Speed goes up for both players. Very, very mirror-like here, although Bettycrocker has the slight lead right now with 2 more Harvesters, actually. Somehow managing to squeeze 2 more Harvesters out of his larva, and Bettycrocker is indeed, again, going for that Baneling nest, which I cannot find. There it is. I was looking in the back. Meanwhile, cDgSairyuu is putting up a Spine Crawler and possibly may want to attack. There's the Roach Warren. So cDgSairyuu going for a little bit faster Roach Warren here. And this actually may signal Bettycrocker to do some Ling Baneling aggression. Really try and force some pressure and not allow cDgSairyuu to just straight drone up and get a huge economical advantage and make him not really feel so safe for going an early Roach Warren. Oh, the Banelings have been discovered by cDgSairyuu. Bettycrocker is forced to cancel those and run away. So now he knows. That is huge information actually for cDgSairyuu here. Bettycrocker revealed that he is going Banelings instead of Roaches. Oh, nice micro, moving the 1 Ling back. He now has speed, being very efficient. Oh, I thought he wasn't even going to lose a Ling, or lose only 1 Ling there. Attacking into the Spine Crawler, and unfortunately that Spine Crawler just does such a good job and kills the rest of those Lings. So Bettycrocker poising up in a defensive position right now. Oh, that is not the greatest spot for your Overlord, cDgSairyuu. Even off creep, Overlords are so slow that Queens, with their immense range, will be able to take that out. So unfortunately, it looks like cDgSairyuu is going to lose an Overlord here. And that will be coming close to supply blocking at that time. The Ling run by into the main base of cDgSairyuu. evacuating the drones immediately. Bettycrocker is in the know. And just a hair of room for those lings to squirt by, and there you go. You gotta be very, very careful of that when you don't have as many lings as your opponent. Actually, that's kind of like a dumb thing to say. You just gotta be careful about your ramp, man. If you got like a bunch of lings running into your base, you gotta be like super careful. You can have one queen to defend that, but it's gotta be so perfectly, and you have to meticulously position it. You know, you gotta make sure if you have those roaches there, put them right on the ramp immediately. Have them right there, or stuff like that's gonna happen, and you may lose a couple drones. Which one am I looking for here? Units killed. That's the one. Whoa. So he managed only to kill 2 workers there. Not too much. Gonna get a 3rd drone and run away. Somewhat unscathed. We're seeing +1 going up for both players. Bettycrocker's +1 actually a little bit faster. We're seeing a lot faster layer though from cDgSairyuu. And cDgSairyuu is droning like a madman right now. Bettycrocker currently does have the lead with 39 to 32 drones. So Bettycrocker not too worried about drones, just making roaches, getting a good defense right now. And may want to be hitting this +1 timing, which we see is, I want to say, popularized by ZvZ from the GSL, where he hits this +1 timing in ZvZ, and it seems to do really good damage, especially if your opponent possibly over-droned or just didn't make enough roaches at the one time. But of course, if they have a good static defense, a bunch of spine crawlers and whatnot, you're going to be pretty good off. Let's take a look at the unit count right now, 17 to 7. So Bettycrocker is just massing those roaches right now, and is in a supply lead of, what is that, 96 to 64. So a very large supply lead here for Bettycrocker, and he's going to be moving out here, hoping to hit an attack timing where that +1 finishes as his roaches engage the army. A fast infestation pit from cDgSairyuu right now. He needs roaches out. 21 to 7, tripling the roach count. I don't know if cDgSairyuu can hold this. +1 is just about to finish here. Drones are coming off the line. Coming to defend, and Bettycrocker is just kiting backwards here, trying to wait for that +1. +1 is now done for Bettycrocker. He's going to move in, waiting for more reinforcements of the roaches. A couple lings join the fray. Drones being pulled here again, stopping the mining time for cDgSairyuu. We're seeing some couple link scouts. They do hop up into the main past the roaches. They actually made, oh, I was gonna say it draws all those roaches back. That is a absolute mistake from cDgSairyuu. It's kind of the calm before the storm. It looks like Bettycrocker might be going with the link counterattack. Check for that 3rd base, which actually it looks like cDgSairyuu is planning to take. But with those lings so mobile on the map, you cannot take this 3rd base. You're going to have a sufficient ling defense of your own. And we do see Bettycrocker, he does have superior roach numbers, and he does have really good map control with his lings. I was just wondering if he canceled that. And actually going for a double expansion. This is a little bit risky here. If cDgSairyuu does spot that this is, in fact, a double expansion, and chooses just to make a whole bunch of units and try to attack here. But right now, Bettycrocker's feeling very, very safe here. He's got a really good supply cushion on cDgSairyuu. And what can I say? He's actually making 3 hatches. He just has he has a ton of money making a macro hatch as well as 2 more hatcheries. So I think if cDgSairyuu kind of moves in here, a couple of roaches just off having a vacation, gonna have to run away immediately. But what I was going to say is, as cDgSairyuu moves in here, he still might be in a pretty bad pit situation here. 43 to 24 roaches. I mean, we're getting a big roach count for Bettycrocker as Burrow finishes here, and he's going to try to hit another +2 timing attack as the infestors are just about to pop. The infestors will probably come out just as this roach attack is on the way. Here we go. There comes the main engagement. Picking off one roach. Nice target firing by Bettycrocker. He has his overseer now, denying the vision for cDgSairyuu. Keeping cDgSairyuu in the dark. Take a look at his vision. Sees position of the army right here. Third base is up and running now for Bettycrocker. Fourth base not quite saturated yet. It is a little bit out of the way. And actually cDgSairyuu, with his infestors, thinks that he can come out and engage. Having only +1 attack, Bettycrocker does lead the charge in +2, but those fungal growths do a lot of damage to armored units. Coming in. Oh, infestors are completely out of position. Fungal growth going on part of Bettycrocker's army. Infestors going down. There's no more infestors with fungal growth. Burrow. cDgSairyuu does have an overseer, though, just finishing up just in time, but many losses for cDgSairyuu. And Bettycrocker looks like he may push the front as the cDgSairyuu is retreating here now. Massing up, healing up. I've actually never seen a creep tumor on roaches before. That's kind of weird. Anyway, cDgSairyuu is now aware of that third base. Will he spot the fourth base? He is rallied over there. And yes, in fact, he will. Bettycrocker doing a good job, making sure that there are no hidden bases. Burrowing Zerglings there. That is nasty right there, because that overseer is gonna have to come back home, or he's gonna have to make a new one and kill that, or he's gonna have to make a spore crawler, which seems pretty unlikely to me, because you'd have to burrow the spore crawler and there's no creep around there. But you know, nothing's impossible. Bettycrocker having his infestors of his own with his army, and this looks like a killing blow here. Unit count 56 to 24. So many roaches, over double the roaches. Infestors are in a very good position. Gonna be able to fungal growth. Very nice. The roaches trying to come up in there and attack. Another fungal growth. Not hitting as many roaches as Bettycrocker may have wanted, but that's okay. And another fungal growth from these roaches coming in here now. Very good concave for, yeah, there it is. I was going to say for Bettycrocker, and cDgSairyuu realizing this has forced to GG. Droid Gaming is now down 4-0. Of course, best of 9 means you have to win 5 games. So can Bettycrocker take an all kill now for OGaming? Stay tuned for game number 5 coming up next. If you guys like what you saw, please follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube page. You can also visit us at teamoggaming.net.